Start by placing your front foot behind the front bolts with your toes slightly hanging off the edge, keeping your shoulders parallel with the board to maintain balance. Then snap the tail down sharply with your back foot while jumping upwards. And as the board rises, slide your front foot up the grip tape and flick off the toe side edge of the nose. But if you fail to perform, take the baby and throw it away. Start by placing
Place 2 earplugs in your nose, then fold your tongue back and use your index and middle fingers from each hand to push it down. Then press your index fingers into the sides of your mouth and fold your lips over your teeth. This pushes the air over your tongue and through the small gap between your fingers. Finally, take a deep breath and then exhale forcefully.
Oh, he shitted it!
Place 2 earplugs in your nose, then fold your deep breath and then exhale forcefully.
Oh, he shitted it!
Speaking of rope,
She was cheating on her husband with her father, and as soon as they walked into the room, she recognized the sound of her man's motorcycle. She immediately exclaimed, "Hide quickly, but not inside the closet, that's too obvious." The man was terrified, but managed to jump behind the... She was cheating on her husband. Why do Japanese kung fu masters wear such large hats that are pulled down over their foreheads? Many people might think that it's to prevent people from seeing their narrow eyes and tears. However, the real reason is that kung fu masters only accept people with flat heads to wear such hats, because during combat, the hat can be used as an ideal defense with the spinning-jitsu. Why do
What advice do you have for the class of 20?
If you touch something and your atoms line up in a perfect line, there is a tiny... If you touch something and your atoms line up in a perfect line, there is a tiny chance that you will pass through the object like a ghost. But this is statistically impossible. This is because atoms are surrounded by a layer of energy that repels other atoms like a magnet. This creates a small space that separates you, no matter how hard you press. So you actually never touched anything, and my client didn't touch that. If you touch something,
This little donut drew a picture of his mom, but she looked like a She was like, "Good Lord, you're a hairy So the kid was grounded, but she felt guilty for...
Can you beat me in
If you shoot samurai armor with a flaming crossbow bolt, it would often bounce off the overlapping lamellae. The armor was constructed with layers of iron and leather, giving it great strength and flexibility. But when flintlock pistols arrived, they were upgraded with heavier iron plating that might stop the relatively slow bullets. However, if you shoot Fujimoto Taro Salmon Nigiri Teriyaki with a M26 Pershing, if you shoot samurai armor with...
If you fall and break your teeth, the dentist might shave down the surrounding area and use a special cement to restore them. They serve as anchor points for the orthodontic wire. This exerts constant pressure that, over time, will straighten your teeth. As a final touch, a state-of-the-art device with a built-in flamethrower will help you stop. Start by cutting a wood stick in two and place them on a tree trunk with the flat side facing inward. Then secure them with 4 large rubber bands. Now, spread the wooden sticks apart using your foot to help you. and use a smaller one to lock the trap in place, ready for use. Finally, hang a couple of bananas as bait, making sure not to trip. Start by... If you go to sleep and suddenly feel like you're falling, there's actually a scientific reason for that weird sensation. This is called not pushing your meat before bed, which messes up your body's routine. You see, your body's so used to the daily ritual that when you skip it, your brain straight up punishes you by making you feel like you're getting thrown off a skyscraper to wake your ass up. And as you reach the ground, McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers every single day. And since each burger patty weighs less than a quarter pound, one cow can produce nearly 3,000 burgers from its meat. That means McDonald's uses approximately 2,000 cows every day just to keep up with global demand for their burgers. But if we take an average US fat mom, she can eat the entire lunch order, half of McDonald's tables, 2 chairs, and a clown in just one sitting. So to prevent global starvation, you need to use a Tsar nuclear bomb. Would a grenade explode if crushed by a hydraulic press? You see, when you pull the pin on a hand grenade, it releases a safety lever that allows the striker to hit the primer, which ignites a fuse, as the fuse burns down and makes it explode. But if you crush it with a hydraulic press, this system won't work because the grenade would just slip. Would a grenade explode? An American soldier hid inside a fake plastic sheep alongside with his M4 machine gun during the war in Afghanistan. He did this to kill a Taliban leader, and when the day came and the unit approached the area, he prepared to take the shot. An American
With Fast Play Home
soldier hid. He broke the train control joystick by falling asleep, but he didn't have time to wait for Spidey to save him. So without hesitation, he jumped on the dashboard by using his own joystick. This almost stopped the train. He cut open the whale, hoping to find the hidden treasure. You see, Norwegian fishermen used special harpoons to capture whales without killing them. No, please. In 1734, a fisherman named Mike Oxsmall caught a strange whale because he found a little boy nuclear bomb. He cut open. Many people think that the whale. Start by grabbing both sides of the shoelaces with 3 fingers. On the left side, you go down. They start by placing a tire to an. Start by grabbing both sides of the shoelaces with 3 fingers. On the left side, you go down and over the top. Then, with your right hand, you go over the top and under. Now, grab the opposite end of the loops and pull through. In a quick second, you tied your shoes. But there is even a faster way. Before this process, simply step on a German bouncing Betty. They start by placing a tire to an old diesel engine. Then one guy grabs the rope that is wrapped around the starter and runs. Once the engine is started, another guy gently hits it with a stick and the tire will run away at very high speed. Finally, the last guy would put a ladder in front of him to hit the tire and make it fly, trying to hit a tower behind him. This Indian game is called Samaya Mantha Pizza Kebab Curry Mohammed. They start by He slammed the money down and asked, "Change these, you dumb used dishwasher?" Fortunately, the poor old lady was almost deaf. So she opened the cash register to take out some $20 bills and said,
Here they are, honey. Is there anything else I can do for you?
The man realized he had an extra bill and took a moment to think, man, that lady was so nice to me. I can't take the piss out of her.
You're a gangster. You can't let this opportunity slip by. Take the money.
No, I can't. Excuse me, ma'am. I think there's a bill missing. Two people place their fingers on the triangle and let themselves be guided. In the center of it lies a glass lens that makes the letters on the Ouija board visible. You see, participants generally start with simple questions, and the triangle moves according to the answers given by the spirit. But you don't always meet good spirits. Using the board is not recommended. If you ask, Charlie, Charlie, are you here? Make sure you... Two people...
It doesn't break because
Some martial masters intentionally hit a metal stick every day for years, trying to make their leg tough and strong. You see, the hit impact causes small fractures in the bone, which healed with additional layers of calcium, making the bones harder, and over time, the leg becomes more muscular and stronger. But when you arrive in London and ask gentlemen for the time, this will certainly not. Some martial masters
Police arrested him because he was bald and blinded almost all pilots in the sky. You see, he shaved and polished his bald head to make it super smooth, but had a problem because he started balding at a young age and his head grew pointed. So every time he went out of his house, his head was working as a giant mirror. Then one day he found the solution and put on a transparent, ultra-thin latex to prevent the sun deflection. But as went out of the house, he found himself during the American Revolution and fired. Police arrested him because he was bald and
Do you know how Hollywood camera lenses don't get wet under the snow? You see, this system uses centrifugal. You can use German. If you accidentally swallow a tooth, it goes into your stomach where a machine duplicates it. Then your intestines put all the teeth in order and give you the ability to eat with your... If you accidentally... His dingling fell off, so he decided to build one with Lego. You see, when he was born, his limbs fell off due to a rare condition. Luckily, he was a reptilian, so they grew back after a short while. But that didn't work for his skibbity. He spent days building it and accidentally added some hyper-fast missile. His ding... If your key breaks inside the lock, take a lighter and some TNT. Now, with the other person's help in the room, pass everything under the door and ask them to light it. Finally, you just have to wait. If your key breaks, some people intentionally remove their toenails before a marathon. This is done because nails before a marathon. Some people intentionally remove their toenails. If you fire a bazooka, some people intentionally remove their toenails before a marathon. This is done because when you run for many hours straight, your toenails repeatedly hit the front of your shoe, which can be painful. Some extreme runners even remove skin and muscle to increase friction. If you fire a bazooka, could you catch the rocket by going at the same speed? Well, you would have to run at over 183 miles per hour and grab it from the front, but this might be very hard. Instead, you can overtake and grab it with your ankle. If you fire a bazooka, could you catch the rocket by going at the same speed? A cat fell from a building and landed on a criminal who was robbing an old woman. The impact made him pull the trigger, hitting a bus driver who then crashed into some scaffolding. A A worker fell, an elderly man had a heart attack from the shock, but at least the old lady was safe. He was forced to reveal the PIN code of his safe at gunpoint. But how many iPhones Negamax would it take to reach your height? Let's assume that the new model is 8.75 millimeters thick, and you are about 5.9 feet tall. Stacking them one by one, you would need about... How many iPhones...
It's easy to start selling on Depop.
He stops you in a dark alley and asks you to choose between two pills. The blue one will give you eternal life, but you will be poor. The red one will make you rich, but you will fart out of your mouth every time you speak. Let's imagine you choose the blue one. So now, excuse me? What the hell is going on? He stops you in a dark alley and asks you to choose between two pills. The blue one will give you eternal life, but you will be poor. The red one will make you rich, but you will fart out of your mouth every time you speak. Let's imagine you choose the blue one. So now, excuse me? What the hell is going on? He stops you in a dark alley and asks you to choose between two pills. The blue one will give you eternal life, but you will be poor. The red one will make you rich, but you will fart out of your mouth every time. If you shoot a bullet at an atomic bomb, most people think it will cause it to explode. But that's not the case. Instead, swallow the atomic bomb, and after just 5 minutes, you could have a lobotomy. If you shoot a bullet at an atomic bomb, he missed the ball. The bat flew out of his hands and hit a guy in the stands. Luckily, he was fine, and he challenged the player. If you hit the pitch I'm about to throw, you don't pay for the damage.
He didn't know the guy was actually a baseball legend, so he threw a 36M British...
Have you ever wondered where your poop goes when you flush the toilet on an airplane? People think it gets sucked and dropped straight out of the plane, but that's not true. You see, if you flush the toilet while still sitting down, you could give yourself a perfect prolapse. Have you ever wondered?
I'm sorry, but the first thing I noticed about
They start by placing several metal rings around their necks. Many people think this stretches the neck, but that's not true. The rings actually press down the shoulders and chest, making the neck look longer. In their culture, a longer-looking neck is often considered a symbol of... If you tear your fingernail like this, you may experience severe pain. Instead, tie a knot in some string. Attach it to a door and make sure it opens outward. Now, when someone opens the door, if you lose a tooth, the dentist can replace it with a gold one. It may seem expensive, but gold is incredibly hard. It also doesn't corrode like other metals, so it lasts a long time. But if you smile at the wrong... If you put a hamster in a wheel, how many would it take to power the Statue of Liberty for one night? The statue uses about 96 lamps, each of 1,000 watts. A single hamster running for 12 hours straight might produce about 0.1 watt. So, to light the statue, if you put a hamster in, put the scrub ditty in a bowl with water and sugar. For about 2 minutes. Then take sponge and put it in the freezer overnight to make it hard. Finally, take it out of the freezer and attach it to a hook. Now your bait will be perfect for fishing. Put the scrub ditty in a bowl with... Start by tying a piece of string around a rat. Then attach it to a toy car. Place a stick with some cheese dangling from it and tie it to the car with some tape. The mouse will smell the cheese and be attracted to it, causing the monster truck to move forward. Start. If you poured every bottle of Coca-Cola into one container, how big would it have to be? Coca-Cola manufactures around 200,000 bottles every minute. Over a year, that adds up to a volume of more than 52 million cubic meters. That's around the size of 20 Great Pyramids of Giza. And somehow, that still wouldn't be enough to quench the thirst of the average Mexican. Finnish parents often let their babies nap outdoors, even at minus 10 degrees Celsius. While they stay inside enjoying coffee, the infants rest their strollers in the crisp winter air. This long-standing Finnish practice is believed to boost immunity, improve sleep, and turn the newborn into a giant snooze. Finnish parents often let their babies. If you collected every booger you ever made, how big would the final ball be? A single booger is about the size of a sesame seed and weighs roughly 50 milligrams. So if you picked one a day for 80 years, you'd end up with a basketball-sized blob weighing around 2.2 pounds. Unfortunately, by that point, it's no longer possible to eat.
My neighbor keeps getting so many.
Touching an Australian stinging tree is a mistake you won't forget. Its leaves are coated with countless tiny hairs that inject venom into your skin, causing burning pain that can last for days. Trying to brush them away only makes it worse, since the hairs can snap and release more toxins. Instead, gently press some old. If Mount Rushmore showed their full bodies, the geometry would collapse instantly. Their faces are so close together that the rest of their bodies would have to twist just to fit. They'd basically be kneeling, elbows locked, foreheads touching. From the other side of the mountain, oh my God. Booking.com. She stole a jacket and some food caught on camera by the shop assistant. It was freezing outside and the homeless woman was starving. When the police arrived and heard her story, everything changed in an instant. He quickly shot her 67. If you scan a QR code to pay for parking, you could be scammed.
Start by moving a pawn. Your opponent will fall into the trap. He will do the same, so move another pawn, but 2 squares. This will guarantee you a checkmate. Now, he will move the tower, so you move the Boeing 767.
If a cheetah and I Show Speed raced over 100 meters, most people would assume the cheetah would easily win. But that's not necessarily true. The cheetah explodes off the line, reaching incredible speeds within seconds. However, after covering around 80 meters, its body begins to overheat, forcing it to slow down significantly. I Show Speed instead, on the other hand. Yo, Speed, what the fuck? If a cheetah and I Show Speed. If a stranger in a busy tourist spot offers you a free friendship bracelet, you're going to be scammed. Before you can react, they'll try to put it on you quickly, tie the knot so it can't be taken off, then aggressively pretend for cash. The moment they approach, the only safe move is to take out a MK153 rocket. If you're stuck in a water slide and someone else is coming down the slide, most people think they should try to climb back up. But the slippery surface makes this nearly impossible. Instead, try to create space for air by tilting your head back. If water keeps rising, this will help to create enough surface area. If you're stuck, if you drop your phone in the toilet, pull it out and quickly. He was hiding in a trash can wearing a mask to play a Halloween prank. His friends staged a fake interview to get the victim to stop in front of the trash can where he was, but something went wrong. You see, they didn't know that the boy had a pacemaker and so could not be subjected to a jump scare. When the boy jumped out to scare him, he didn't react. You almost scared me! He was hiding. He slides one arm into the red padded sleeve while the other rests inside a small handle hidden in the head. His fingers pull a lever that opens the mouth as he speaks, and a thumb switch makes the tongue twitch. A mesh panel behind the smile lets him see out, and a tiny fan sucks air through one eye. A cue sheet glows under a small LED, and a monitor on his belt shows his movements, letting him match the voice and the grin in real time. He found a lava lamp and drank it. Have you ever wondered where your poop goes when you flush the
If you turn red with shyness when talking to lots of people, here's how to fix it. Calling a stranger might help you imagine. A man puts a pear tag in a woman's bag. If you want to grow your abs faster, stop. If you fart in a jar and keep it sealed, will it still smell after 10 years? You see, scientifically, hydrogen sulfide can survive for years in a sealed environment. So, if you sniff it after years, it will bring you straight back to that burrito you shouldn't have eaten. If you fart in a jar, the guy was about to make a joke, but something went wrong.
Bro, you almost scared me.
I got you.
Bro, let's play.
The guy was about to make a joke, but something went wrong.
Bro, you almost scared me.
I got you.
Bro, let's play a new game. Okay. You ready? Yes. Yay.
A wise old man says, chocolate is like people. The lighter it is, the better it tastes. The guy